Let's take some time now to settle the body to prepare for class. So making sure that you're sitting in a comfortable, steady position. The hands are on the knees in a mudra of your choice, and the spine is straight. Your head and neck are aligned with the spine, and the shoulders are back and down, but relaxed, opening up the chest. The eyes and the mouth are lightly closed. Take a long, deep inhalation now, and as you exhale, separate yourself from the events of the day. And take another long, deep yogic breath in. This time, when you exhale, release all of the interactions and conversations you've had in whatever form they may have taken. Just let them all go. One more time, another long, deep inhalation. This time, when you exhale, release any thoughts or feelings of obligation of anything you need to do outside of this class or after this class, and just allow yourself to be right here, right now. There's nothing else you need to do at this present moment. And returning now to the natural breath, just observing the natural breath of the nostrils as it fills the abdomen with air, and then the chest with air on the inhalation, and then on the exhalation, the chest subsides and the abdomen subsides. And now gently bring the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And visualize the light from the candle flame flowing down throughout the body. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti and the Shanti mantra to begin the class. And the Shanti mantra pays respect to our traditions and to each other so that we can all learn together without ill will. So breathing in first for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Om Sahana Bhavatu, Sahano Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahe, Tejasvinadvadhitamastu. Ma Vidvishavahe. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. And now keeping the eyes closed for a few moments. The theme of this class is on strength, and really strength can mean a whole range of different things. And while we're focusing on strength and trying to build or maintain strength in the body. It's also very relevant to the mind. As you go into the practices, just observe and try and gain meaning of what the topic of the class means to you, and observe how your mind also reacts and the effect of the practices on the body and the mind. So we'll begin first from a standing position with the feet about hip width apart. So they're even and the weight of the body is distributed evenly on both feet. Arms are loose by the sides of the body, and the spine is straight with the head and neck aligned. Just take a few moments first just to feel steady and comfortable in this standing position. And if you can close your eyes and that you're comfortable with that, feel free to do that. Our first practice will be Tadasana. So you can either do this, I find it's better to do this with the feet a little bit closer together. But if you need to be steady, a bit more steady, you can have them about hip width. Again, checking the spine, clasping the hands together in front of the body with the arms straight. First of all, inhale and lift the straight arms above the head so that the palms are in line with the ceiling. And then come up onto the front of the feet, raising the heels. It's easier if you find a point on the wall to fix your gaze so that concentration will help you to balance on the front of the feet a bit easier. And then hold, and it's fine to breathe while you're in the upright position. Then bring the backs of the hands to the top of the head and then release the heels back into the floor. So this is one round. Complete another 4 rounds and aim to hold the final round a bit longer than the others and really focus on the theme of strength. So making sure that you're really stretching throughout the body, you're trying to be steady and strong in the position. And also observing what the mind is doing. After your final round, come back to standing Shavasana. Have the arms loose by the sides. And just close the eyes for a few moments if that's right for you, and just observe the movement of energy around the body. Our next pose will be Warrior Two. So bring the legs wide apart. The legs are wide apart. We'll start with the right side. So point the right foot out and the left feet go at maybe a 45-degree angle. Bring the arms out to the sides. So feet are in the position that I showed you. Arms are out to the side. Legs are straight at the moment. And then inhale and bring the knee over the foot, but don't go further than that, and lean forward and try and have the arms at the same level. And gaze over the right side, over the arm. And come back to center. If you need to rest the arms for a few moments, feel free to do that. And then we'll do it on the left. So pointing the left foot out and then the right foot at about a 45-degree angle. Arms are level, looking over the left arm And then bring the knee towards the toes, but not over the toes. So it's like a standing lunge. So complete another 4 rounds and try and hold the final round a bit longer than the others. And the reason we're doing this posture, because it's called warrior and we're focusing on strength, and it's really feeling really steady and strong in the position, particularly as it is a lunging position. And feel what's happening in the body, particularly over the leg that you're lunging with, and also in the arms. And when you've completed your 5 rounds, come back to standing Shavasana. Allow the arms to hang loose, maybe give them a shake if you need to do that. And again, just observe the effects of the practice on the body and the mind. Now, our next practice is quite a strong practice as well. It's the chair pose. Now, I find this one quite challenging in terms of keeping my back straight. So, for this one, what you will do is, first of all, without the arms involved, it's like you're sitting back on a chair. So, I'll try and show you a bit better as well. So, your feet are about, again, hip width apart, and it's like you're sitting back. So, that's without the arms involved. To do the full practice, you can bring the hands together at the heart space and bend and then bring the arms up. Or you can start with the arms just stretched up above the head and then bring them back. The aim is to try and keep your back straight and the arms straight, which is, it's quite a strong practice. So we'll just do 3 rounds of this one. Try and hold the final round a little bit longer. And just go to what works for you. And as you're standing up, remember to push through the heels. When you've completed your 3 rounds, come down into Shavasana and just take a few moments to allow the body to relax from these practices. Because strength also comes in from resting and pausing and gathering your thoughts, ready to move on to the next challenge. We'll now do a spinal twist. So placing the arms either behind the head or at shoulder height. Feet on the floor in front of the buttocks. Inhale, and when you exhale, bring the knees to the right, keeping the feet in contact with the floor, and either have the head in the middle or over to the left side. Just feeling that spinal twist. And then inhale, bring the knees to center and the head to the right and the knees to the left. Complete 5 rounds of this practice. After your final round, keep the knees in front of the buttocks. Keep the feet in front of the buttocks. Maybe a little bit further away, where our next practice will be a bridge pose. So for that one, you can either place the hands underneath the buttocks with the feet, the palms flat on the floor, just to support the back a little. Or if you are at that stage, you can try and, as we lift, grab the ankles. I'm definitely not at that stage. So I'm just going to support the back. And we'll start off with the first one. We'll just do it in 3 stages just to warm up to the position. So inhale and just raise the buttocks just a little bit off the floor, feeling actually pushing through the heels, and you'll get more strength in this position by pushing through the heels. And now release the buttocks to the floor. Inhale and bring the buttocks a little bit higher up than you did before, pushing through the heels. And then release to the floor. And then in the final round, go the full practice. So go as high up as you can. So lifting the buttocks up, pushing through the heels. And then bring the buttocks back to the floor. And so complete another 3 rounds of this practice at the level that you're most comfortable at. Trying to hold the final round longer than the others. And observing where you are feeling this practice, through the heels, in the buttocks, also in the abdomen. And observe what your mind is doing as well. And then when you've completed the practice, bring the buttocks to the floor. And then just to massage the back a little bit, wrap your arms around your knees and just roll along the small of the back. So you could either go in circles or side to side, whatever you need right now, just to release the back because that is a strong practice, particularly on the lower back. And then when it's right for you, come onto the front of the body. Our next practice will be cobra pose. Lying on the front of the body, bring the heels together. That also helps to support the back. Hands are at shoulder height with the palms on the floor. Forehead is on the floor. And so what we're going to do is just lift the front of the body by pressing into the floor with the hands, but the pelvis remains on the floor. So we're not trying to do that. We're just lifting the top of the back, curling the spine, and using the hands to do that, and looking up, trying to keep the shoulders down as well. And then exhaling, bringing the head back to the floor. We'll complete 5 rounds of this practice, again, trying to hold the final round a bit longer. And in that final round, be sure to breathe in the position. And feel the strength in the arms. You can feel it in the lower back. And also in the mind. Trying to keep the elbows close in to the body. And after your final round, come back into Shashankasan, the child posture. Arms can be either in the front of the body with the forehead on the floor, or arms could be down beside the legs. Whatever you choose, release the body into the floor. Let all tension go. This practice brings the body and the mind inward. Just observe. And then when it's right for you, come up into a sitting position to prepare for, we'll actually do pranayama practice now. Come into a comfortable sitting position and sitting comfortably, again with the spine straight and the head and neck aligned. The shoulders are back and down, but relaxed so that the chest is open. Eyes and mouth are lightly closed. And allow the breath to regulate after our asana practices. And our pranayama practice will be Ujjayi pranayama. So for this practice, it's a slight contraction of the throat, and it makes the sound often described as either like the ocean or a baby snoring. It's like when, I don't know, sometimes when you're just about to fall asleep, you'll start to breathe heavier through the throat, and it's that sort of sound. So it's breathing in through the nose, down through the throat, and exhaling through the nose again. Just with the natural breath. And observe the flow of the breath as it moves between the throat and the navel. And for Ujjayi Pranayama, there is a mudra you can do inside the mouth where you curl the tongue to the roof of the mouth, if that's comfortable. And that can add to the practice. So as you're focusing on the breath from the throat to the navel, we'll add a visualization in. On the inhalation, visualize a golden thread running from the navel to the throat. And on the exhalation, visualize the same golden thread moving from the throat to the navel. And we'll now add a mantra to the practice. On the inhalation, mentally repeat the mantra, and on the exhalation, mentally repeat the mantra hum. So you have the three elements, the breath awareness, the golden thread, and the mantra so hum. I am this consciousness. And now release the mantra. Release the golden thread. And release the breath awareness. And come back to the natural breath. Release the mudra if you were doing that too. Just observe the complete stillness in the body. And now, very gently and mindfully, lie down in Shavasana for our Yoga Nidra practice. Make sure that you have all that you need for Yoga Nidra. If you are in a cool climate, make sure you have some coverings. If you have any issues with your lower back, maybe grab a cushion to put under the knees to support the back. Just get whatever you need so that you don't need to move throughout the practice. And lying in Shavasana with the legs hip width apart, all tensions released, and the feet are flopping to the sides. The arms are a little bit away from the body with the palms facing the sky. And there's balance between the right and left sides of the body. You may like to tuck in your chin a little just to check that the head and neck are aligned. And take a long, deep inhalation, and as you exhale, release the body into the floor. Allow it to melt into the floor. And take another long, deep inhalation now. This time, when you exhale, release any remaining tension in the body and check in with the face. Check that you've released all expression from the face. Any tension behind the eyes is released or in the jaw. Just let it all go. And feel the body's contact with the floor, beginning with the heels. Feel the contact of the heels against the floor. And feel the back of the legs and the buttocks against the floor. Feel the backs of the hands and the arms against the floor. Feel the contact of the back of the shoulders, the back of the neck, and the back of the head against the floor. And observe how all of these different points of contact make one complete singular point of contact between the body and the floor. And become aware now of sound. Listen first for sounds that are way off in the distance. Don't try and identify the sound. Just move the awareness from one sound to the next as you hear it. And bring the sound awareness a little closer now to the sounds outside the room where you are. Again, just moving the awareness from sound to sound. Now bring the sound awareness into the room where you are. And now bring the sound awareness into the body, beginning first with the sound and the sensation of the heartbeat. And now move the awareness to the sound and the sensation of the natural breath. Release the sound awareness now and call to mind your Sankalpa. If you have one, mentally repeat it 3 times now. Well, now rotate the awareness around the body. Listen to my instructions. When I say the name of a body part, place your awareness there, visualize that part, and mentally repeat the name of that part. We'll begin with the right side of the body and the right hand thumb. First finger, second, third, and little finger. Palm of the right hand, back of the right hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, right side of the chest, right waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the right foot, top of the right foot, right big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. And moving over to the left side of the body with the left hand thumb, first finger, second, third, and little finger, palm of the left hand, back of the left hand, the wrist, forearm, elbow, upper arm, shoulder, armpit, left side of the chest, left waist, hip, thigh, knee, shin, calf, heel, ankle, sole of the left foot, top of the left foot, left big toe, second toe, third, fourth, and little toe. Moving now to the back of the body with the heels, the back of the legs, the buttocks, the small of the back, the middle of the back, the shoulder blades, the space between the shoulder blades, the back of the neck, and the entire spinal column, the back of the head, and the crown of the head. Moving now to the face, beginning with the forehead, the temples, the eyebrows, and the eyebrow center, the eyes, the ears, the cheeks, the nose, the lips, the jaw, and the chin, the throat, the collarbones, and the pit of the throat, the right side of the chest, the left side of the chest, and the center of the chest, the right side of the abdomen, the left side of the abdomen, and the navel, the left side of the pelvis, the right side of the pelvis, and the groin, the whole right leg, the whole left leg, and both legs together, the whole right arm, the whole left arm, and both arms together, the whole torso, the whole neck, the whole head, the whole front of the body, the whole back of the body, and the whole body. Have a sense now, all at once, the whole body. Release the body rotation and bring the awareness back to the natural breath. Observe the rise and fall of the navel in response to the natural breath. And also observe how subtle the natural breath has now become. And we'll now add a visualization to the natural breath. Visualize that with each inhalation, you are drawing in a bright, empowering light that fills your entire body with strength and vitality. And on the exhalation, you feel any tension or weakness leaving your body and melting away into the earth beneath you. Continue with this visualization. And if the mind wanders, use the breath like an anchor and bring it back to this practice. And release the breath visualization now, and instead feel the following opposite sensations in the body. The body's feeling warmer and warmer. The body feels as though comforting heat is spreading throughout the body, warming every muscle and bone. The body's feeling warmer and warmer, like a comforting heat is spreading throughout the body. Release this feeling of warmth now and replace it instead with a feeling of coolness. The body is feeling cooler and cooler. The body feels as though a refreshing coolness is enveloping you and soothing and calming every part of your being. The body is feeling cooler and cooler with a refreshing coolness, soothing and calming you. Release this feeling of coolness now and replace it instead with a feeling of lightness. The body's feeling lighter and lighter. The body feels as light as a feather. It feels almost weightless, as if it's floating on air. The body's feeling lighter and lighter, as though it's floating on air. And release this feeling of lightness now, exchanging it instead with a feeling of heaviness. The body's feeling heavier and heavier. The body feels so heavy, it's feeling like it's firmly grounding into the earth. It's pressing against the earth, it's so heavy. The body's feeling heavier and heavier, and it's pressing into the earth. And release this feeling of heaviness and release all of these sensations completely. Allow the body to come back to a state of equilibrium. And instead now come to the space of the mind, space behind the closed eyes. That space also known as Chittakash. And in this space, see, imagine, visualize and create the following objects and images. You are standing at the edge of a vast ocean. The sky above you is expansive and painted with the hues of dawn. The air is crisp and filled with the invigorating scent of salt water and the rhythmic sound of waves crashing against the shore. You feel the cool, firm sand beneath your feet grounding you. In the distance, you notice a towering lighthouse standing resilient against the elements. Its sturdy structure has withstood countless storms, unwavering and strong. You walk towards it, and each step is filled with purpose and determination. And as you approach the lighthouse, you hear the gentle hum of the wind and the distant calls of seabirds. The lighthouse stands before you, a symbol of guidance and strength. You reach out to touch its solid walls, feeling the rough texture beneath your fingertips. You find a door and step inside. The air is calm and still. A spiral staircase invites you upward, and with each step you feel your strength growing, your body energized. The ascent is steady, and the light above becomes brighter with each turn. And reaching the top, you step out onto a balcony. The panoramic view takes your breath away, the endless ocean merging with the horizon, waves glistening under the golden sunlight. The wind gently brushes against your skin, whispering tales of courage and resilience. And standing here, you embody the strength of the lighthouse, steadfast, grounded, and radiant. And you realize that just like this lighthouse, you have an inner light and strength that can weather any storm. The power resides within you, constant and unwavering. And with this sense of strength and stability, you know that you can return to this place of inner power whenever you need it. But for now, it's time to return back to your mat and to call to mind your Sankalpa. Mentally repeat it 3 times now. And begin to feel the breath again in your body. Allow the breath to deepen a little. And as you do, observe the movement that it creates in the body and how it moves the back against the floor. And begin to remember the details of the room where you are. Remember the color of the floor, the color of your mat, and remember the time of day. Begin to hear the sounds of the world around you and remember the world that's attached to those sounds. And the practice of Yoga Nidra is coming to a close. Begin to make small movements with the fingers and the toes, allowing the body to gently externalize and begin to move and stretch in a way that's right for you. You may like to move your head gently from side to side or raise the arms above the head for full body stretch. Just do whatever your body needs right now. You may also like to roll onto the right side for a few moments. And when it's right for you, keeping the eyes closed or downcast, very gently and mindfully come up into a sitting position, trying to maintain this peaceful state that you've created. And taking a few moments just to check in with the body, observing how you feel now compared to the beginning of the class. And then gently bring the awareness to the eyebrow center. And at this point, visualize a steady candle flame. And remember the light from the flame, similar to the light from the lighthouse of Yoga Nidra. And allow that light and strength to wash over you throughout your entire body and through the mind. And together now we'll chant Om 3 times and Om Shanti to conclude the class. Breathing in for Om chanting. Om. 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 Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om. Hari Om Tat Sat.